green, there's a crew of critters just like you and me. We've all got scars, but we found our place. A little love and mud, and a whole lot of grace. We show the good, the bad, and the ugly too. The highs, the lows, it's all part of the view. So laugh, love, and maybe cry sometimes with a gang of misfits who always shine. So come on in, kick off your shoes. Oh, God! It's more than a ranch, it's a family crew. And these rescues, they might just rescue you. Welcome to I'm a Survivor. You'll see what second chances are meant to be. We're all survivors of something, it's true. And there's room in this family for all of you. We're all survivors of something, you see. So pull up a seat with our rescue family.
All right, there we go. And good morning and hi to hello, friends. I am about to run grab me a cup of coffee and take myself an allergy pill. I have a different backdrop today. I hope that you'll enjoy having a peek out over the Littles pasture with me. Most of the babies have already walked off towards the pastures to eat. There's a few over here in the corner who are still hanging around. I can kind of turn you in that direction a little bit. Now, if you want to zoom in, you'll have to use your own phone because I'm actually on the laptop and I can't zoom from here. But you who are using a device like a phone or an iPad or any of those things can simply take your screen and do this. You touch it with two fingers and you pull your fingers apart and it will actually zoom your phone in for you if you choose to zoom in. All righty, I'll be right back. I'm going to run grab my cup of coffee. I am here. I'm at home and I'll be right back. All right, welcome. I am back. Thank you for allowing me to take a little walk to the kitchen and take care of that. And I am sitting on a little bit of an angle. The cement to the shop sort of begins to angle down right here. And I'm kind of sitting right back on it. Problem is I cannot move my table forward because all of Jamie's Barbie toys are sitting across the room right here. So Funny story, actually. The table sits too low for me to be able to see. And so I had to prop my computer up on top of something to be able to have the right height. And what I end up having to use, yeah, this is what I'm actually propping my table up on, a Barbie pink bus. You know what? It is what it is. And I will try not to fall backwards. I'll certainly try not to fall backwards. It's nice seeing you guys making friends in the comments. Good morning, Jennifer in Dallas. I was hoping the rain would be here as well. You know, it's weird. We were nervous about all the rain that we were supposed to get. And as of now, even though Plum Grove has gotten quite a bit, our properties here have not really, just a few sprinkles. And I mowed the grass yesterday. I came by, I was trying to teach Lex how to use the new mower. I didn't let him mow yet. I don't trust him yet. I mean, you can say, well, it's just a lawnmower, Lester, but it's still our new lawnmower. And I want it to last a really long time. I need this mower to last a long time. So, hey, sweet baby. We got a lot of kitties coming around wondering what I'm doing sitting over here. They're not sure why I'm sitting on this side of the shop. And these kittens are cute. They find so much to play with. And then Barnadette runs around trying to still be like mom, like, don't do that. Don't come back over here. Let's all stay in the same area. She can't keep up with them. But I asked Lex to ride with me. I says, I want to show you how this mower works. And, you know, it's sometimes difficult to explain from a different perspective. When you sit on the mower and you show them how the handles open and how forward and reverse and right and left. I don't know if you are familiar with how a zero turn mower operates, but it's a little bit different than just a regular steering wheel mower. And I was trying to explain to him throttle and the choke and all of the things. And, you know, at that age, you don't know how much they're actually taking in. And then I remember when he was mowing for us last year, we had this mower was a little bit smaller. So I'm just trying to explain to you how this works. Right where the wheels are actually where it cuts. So I would always tell him, everywhere you drive is going to cut right under you. But the mower this year extends past the wheels. So that makes it a little bit hard to understand that if you want to cut right on the line, y'all can just hush it up because I'm working. That would be Dinky, and he's just being mean to Dan. I'm sorry. Coffee clinks to everybody. Good morning. And coffee clinks. Cheers to you all. I'm just like talking away. I'm not reading any comments. So sorry. But no, I'm not trying to make him be perfect. I just kind of wanted to explain to him how it all works. And then, of course, I did not want him to end up doing anything to tear up the lawnmower. It's the new lawnmower, and I need it to last, guys. We want it to last a while. So I tried to explain, but I just kind of felt like he just didn't really get it. So I think I'll try again later today. We'll find another area to mow, and I'll take him somewhere where it's a little bit more open, a little bit wider, and we'll play with it a little bit more. I want him to do chores. He helped me a lot last summer. He helped me even more the year before that. If you remember, last summer, he was trying to get into shape for his football camp. And so for the majority of the 45 days that he spent here, during his dad time, I let him stay at his GG's so LE could help train him. And they did. LE and him set up a little football camp program there in LE's front yard. And LE put him through all of the same drills, mostly conditioning drills, getting him into shape. And it worked out real well for him because he was, when football season started, and of course, you guys know it starts in August, in the hottest month of the year, whereas a lot of the other kids were really struggling and running off to the side to throw up, and they just couldn't handle the heat. LE was able to do all that his coaches asked him to do, and it earned himself a spot on his starting A team. So he started on both offense and defense, and so I was real proud of him. His first time playing an organized sport, and he just did really well. And he goes to a big school. If you don't know the difference, a small school, it's easier to find a spot on a small school. But when you go to a big school like my son's, it's tough to make a spot. It's hard to earn a spot on a team. So this year, with my mom and dad being all mixed up in the whole shuffling of houses and stuff, I do believe he'll spend more time over here with me as well. So we're going to have to find a way to do some kind of a training camp because I do want him to be in shape. I'm kind of a big believer in that being a parent's job to help make sure their kids stay active and stay in shape over the summer. I guess my hardest thing is and this has been with LE and with Lex, is trying to get them to go to bed on time. It's summer and they want to be up late. And I mean, you could probably see that Jamie and I were both up late with Lex last night. Here it is that we normally try to be in bed by 11, but at 10 o'clock last night, he comes in from the RV and he's hungry and we got to find him something to eat. And then he wants to sit there and play some video games with us, which is cute. And so we have some games that we play together. And so, yeah, someone says, yeah, you're right. 2 nights in a row and I'm up late. But hey, you know what? I told Jamie when the alarm went off this morning and I was going to go live, I'm like, you know what? I kind of wish I'd not moved that live back. I wish I would have kept it at 9 o'clock, at least through the summer while Lex is here. There goes our sweet Barnadette there, out to hunt. And she's taking one of her kittens with her. Actually, 2 of her kittens are over here with her. They're over to the side of the shop. You can't see them where you're at. So now I will apologize for last night. I got myself into a little bit of a funk. I don't guess I was 100% anyway when I started the live, and circumstances made it to where we ended up just trying to get people to talk, get people to open up. And I ended up opening a whole can of worms that I did not want to see, a whole can of whoop ass. So I was having a hard time trying to be live and to try to find a positive reaction to some things that were a little bit hurtful, but I don't know. So I do apologize for that. It was not my brightest moment. It was not the best live. And even watching the replay, I felt ashamed of myself to have fallen prey to people, because people will say anything. Even this morning, I'm seeing the one lady talk about how much better this new song is than what the other song is. And my immediate reaction is F you. I'm sorry. I'm like, F you. And that's not who I am. That's not who I am. I think that both songs are beautiful, and I don't think that people have any idea how much work goes into that kind of stuff. And I don't do that. It doesn't do a darn thing. It just tries to find a way to give you a something to move to, something to enjoy, something to watch, some beautiful moments to remember. And it's just the world is full of critics. Just there's critics everywhere. But you know what? I have to learn to take it with a grain of salt. I think it goes like that. But one song is a lot more upbeat. It's faster. It's full of laughter and joy. The other song is a little bit more, well, it's it pulls out more emotions as far as moments because it focuses on all of the babies, many of whom we've lost, all of whom we've rescued, but many we have lost along the way. And so there's two different songs, and they're both meant to pull on different types of emotions. And so to each his own. To each his own. Yesterday, I met a lady. Her name is Sue, and I invited her to come by the JL Ranch to, in essence, meet and say her goodbyes to all of her many of her favorite babies. You see, Miss Sue, on one hand, is fortunate in the fact that the doctors have told her how much time she has left. Like doctors can do that. I don't know if she's watching today. I'm hoping that I can see her. But her daughter thought that she was absolutely nuts. Her daughter thought that she was nuts. For the last several years, Sue has called her children to come look at this and come watch this and come look at Lester this and Lester this. Poor lady done lost her husband a couple of years back. And then she lost her son. I'm not trying to get emotional, but and so now she has herself a failing heart. Yeah. Um, so she and her daughter showed up, and her daughter told me, she goes, "I'm so sorry." I says, "No, it's okay." I says, "It's okay." But Sue just wanted a chance to meet. And what's kind of funny is that I found myself taking Miss Sue on the side by side, and we went down to the back to see the cows. And it was bumpy. I got so scared. I got so scared that the bumps on the side by side were going to be what was going to push her over the edge, was going to be too much for her heart to take. And so I hit the brakes, and I just like we're just like going along so slow. Bump, 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 bump. And no, she wanted to live, though, y'all. She did not want to come over there and be pampered. She wanted to live. And she wanted to love the horses. So I put them in the stalls. There was no way I was going to let her walk in that horse pasture with all the riffraff that the horses can sometimes create. So I locked them up, y'all. I locked them up. And I let her walk down like, sorry. But I told her that I don't know what to say. I said, I just don't know what to say to you. And she said, Lester, she says, don't think that you're any different than I am. She goes, the only gift is I know that my days are counting down. She goes, but you and so many other people, yours are too. You just ain't smart enough to realize it yet. And I was like, damn, she's right. She's right. We sit here and we go through life and we just assume that tomorrow will be the same as today and the next day will be after that one. And the doctor may have told Sue that she has X number of days or weeks or months, and to make her, make everything right. Go fulfill that bucket list now, because your days are like, they're very, they're numbered. And Sue's like, but Lester, yours are too. And I'm like, huh? It's kind of a wake up and an eye-opening experience to realize that what she's saying is true. No one knows, and so you try to find yourself not walking around in some kind of a doomsday mentality, but just like realizing that you're not promised. So sorry. But Sue was in beautiful spirits, and she was spending time with her daughter, and convinced her daughter to drive her, y'all, to drive her. And then her daughter thought she was just nuts, just plain nuts. And then I felt like the first 10 minutes of our meeting was me apologizing to her daughter and reminding her daughter that, listen, I'm just a guy on the internet. But Dinky, Dinksters. Yeah, just trying to convince her daughter that I'm just a normal guy. And then with everything that I'm trying to tell Miss Susan, oh my God. Hey, I'm working. Hey. I got some cute pictures I took. I wasn't gonna. Of course, she loves her some Ruby Sue. We went down to visit with Ruby. Swipe. And you want to guess who all ran over there? Here she comes. Can y'all see the little dancing cow herself? Shows up. There comes our dancing cow. She finally had a chance to love both Ruby and the dancing cow, Loretta. She had, I think that she enjoyed herself some magical moments. She left a couple of books that she wanted me to have. She left something for Jamie that she wanted her to have. I got a video I might can share with you. Let me put it to my computer. Let me airdrop it to my computer over here. You know, you can't allow every single person to come in and visit and look around and all of the things, no matter how sweet or how sad the story. I don't know what's going on here, but that's showing it's going to take like 10 minutes to load. Let me see what's happening here. So Miss Sue has, I hope I did not. Let me forward. Oh, let me try that again. Y'all give me one moment here. I'm sorry. It's showing that it is taking a long time to send to my computer. And I want to, don't know why. Well, it's coming. Just give it a few minutes. I'm not real sure why. It's only a 1-minute video, but it's showing that it's going to take like 3 minutes to send from my phone to my computer. And that's not normal. But no, you can't allow every single person who wants to come up because, like I tried to explain last night, that guys, we're actually quite busy, and driving back and forth is a blessing that we find enough enough property for all the babies to get and live their best lives. But at the same time, it really is a lot of time that's spent on the road moving back and forth. And then we have the issues with obviously taking the repairs and patching up. And like yesterday was my big mow day here. And that's what I normally do. I try to spend one big day. I call it a big day. What I mean is long days. I'll have one long day over at the other property, and then I'll have one long day here. Long day meaning I do everything, like all the mowing, all the weed eating, all the cleaning of the water troughs, as far as the scrubbing. And so you kind of know when you wake up, you're going to have a long day. It's going to be a long day. But you try to find the time to do those when the weather is cooperating. So I tell a lot of folks if they're going to be in the area, if you're already going to be here, then just let me know what day and I'll try to accommodate you. But you can't always do it. But I'll tell you what, I was really blessed to have met Sue and had a chance to hear her story and her talking a lot about her husband. And then, of course, she mentioned that when she had lost her husband, it was when she had sat down at her computer and ran across one of the videos. And then she began to realize what our channel was more about and the fact that we're all survivors of something. And then I tried to start with Miss Sue. I said, Sue, she goes, I says, don't you dare, sweet lady, try to compare the similarities between my survivor story and yours, because tell you what, she has gone through so much more than I've ever gone through, so much more with her medical afflictions, losing her husband and best friend, and then losing her son. And then, but no, she explained it. She enjoyed, we had a nice conversation. I'm almost got that video to show you. It's almost here. Let me see if I can pull it up. But the funny thing is, whenever I brought them into the horse stables, I had to be very careful because I knew that the horses could be, they're not very sweet. Teresa says, I pray that Sue's story reminds us all that tomorrow is never promised. We shouldn't waste a single day having hate in our hearts for others. I agree, Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa also reminds us that poor sweet lady had gone by to visit Mr. Rick's channel, Think Like a Horse. And while she was there, everyone was accusing her of trying to, it was me. They thought that it was my fake profile. They thought I'd given a fake. So Miss Sue has come by with her daughter, and she's coming over. You're fine. And she's come by to love on some horses. We've gone down. Oh, you know about him and his little half bites. And this is Val. Oh, absolutely, yes. Did you give her a muffin already? Huh? Yeah, oh, yeah. They can all have more than one. And then, but his only issue is he needs half bites because he's not that one. He's fine. But this one here has a little bit of an issue with his swallowing.
Did she give you enough?
There's a whole bunch more. Guys, we're about to have ourselves a storm come through here. We've been talking about it all week, and it's finally here. And I'm afraid that Miss Sue and her daughter may get trapped here in the RV. They're going to be trapped in the RV with Trixie. You're going to be trapped with Trixie in the RV. You know that, right? I told her that. I said, if you're not careful, if that storm hits as bad as what we thought it might, I said, you're going to be trapped here. I can drive home, I says, but you're going to be trapped here in the RV. I'm sorry. Let me clean myself. Sorry about that. I said, you're going to be trapped with Trixie. Oh, and she would be more than happy. She was more than happy to be trapped with Trixie in the RV. She didn't care one bit. And, but no, it was a sweet visit. She was a very kind lady. But I did apologize to her daughter because of all of the years that her daughter had been forced to sit down and watch this video and sit down and watch this video. And then all the times her daughter would wake up to a link that her mom demanded her daughter watch, and it'd be Lester doing this or Lester doing that or Lester doing something. And so I do apologize for that. For anybody else who's been forced to watch them some I'm a Survivor or some Longhorn Lester, God forbid, y'all. Poor you. But nope, she said she found a happy place. She found her a happy place, and she's fallen in love with some animals. And now she just had a huge desire to meet them and be able to touch and smell and just feel, you know, before she leaves this earth. And so she left us yesterday with a whole lot of profound thoughts and things to think about. And then I'm not trying to make that as an excuse, but I think that I kind of brought that home with me yesterday. And then when I did go live yesterday afternoon, I was already a little bit in kind of a funk. And then just to see some of the, I don't like when you don't let Jamie talk, and I don't like whenever you act like a 5-year-old, and I don't like the way you scream around the horses, and I don't like the way you won't take advice. And my goodness gracious, whew, I was just thinking that it was going to be little stuff. Like, I thought y'all were going to just be joking. I did not know I was really asking for everyone to talk about the amount of things they don't like about me. You know, I've also said so many times that my flaw, which is not really a flaw, it should be a quality, but a flaw is that sometimes there are some of us who are people pleasers. And, you know, some of you ladies know that. Some of you ladies especially know that you go all out for your husbands and for your children. And it kind of breaks you a little bit on the inside when you do all that you do trying to please, and then you don't feel like you're ever enough. I know I don't think I'm alone in feeling that way. I think all of us feel that way sometimes. You do all that you can. You give all that you can. You give everything of yourself, and you just feel like it's not enough. And that leaves you feeling a little bit dejected, sort of. And so I guess I came on last night with already a little bit of a chip on my shoulder in all of that. And then to see everybody calling, calling out. I mean, no filter whatsoever. There was no filter. People just calling straight out what they don't like about me. And I just felt like, damn. I was like, sheesh. And I don't think I was able to process all of that while I was live. I feel like I kind of got a grip towards the end, and I think I turned it into kind of a fun video, I hope. The kazoo saved us all, y'all. The kazoo saved us all. Thank you, God, for the kazoos, because they're a great deterrent. Even though there's plenty of people that hate the kazoo as well, okay? There are plenty of people who hate the kazoo and my singing, whatever. Well, for the lady who said I missed last night's live, there's no need to go back and watch it. We had started off opening a few gifts, and it just turned into a complete disaster. Guys, I'm going to go fill up my coffee if you don't mind. Could I leave y'all here for a couple of minutes? I'll leave you with the same backdrop, or if you want, I can walk you to the other side of the house. You want to walk around to the garden side of the house? Would that be better? I'll be more than happy to walk you. So let me hear, Little's pasture or garden or horse pasture? I can walk you to any big door you want me to. So I'll give you the choice. Little's pasture, where you're at now, garden or horse pasture. I see a few gardens, a few horses. Debbie says, just go get your coffee and hurry up. Debbie, sheesh. Okay, fine. I'll be right back. Y'all enjoy the littles. Remember, you can, if you're on a device, you can take your finger and touch the screen and do this. And that will expand or zoom your camera in to seeing what's going on. Even though at this point, literally everybody's gone. They're all leaving. Everyone is going to graze. There's no one in the Little's pasture. I see Lenny. Lenny's right there, and we have one big bird right here. And everyone else is already gone. Ernie is over here in the corner staring at me, wondering why I've not come out to give him any special love yet. I do have one little kitty cat over here hanging out with me. Hi, sweetie. Olive, I see you, sweetie. And then we have other kittens over here playing around in the shop. So there's a lot going on around here, friends. I'll be right back. Hey, Jeff. Guys, Jeff is here. Let Jeff be your entertainment. Jeff, he's all yours. There we go. I'm back. I am back. I don't know. I hope everyone was entertained while I was gone. So, hey, Larry. Is Larry just getting here? Larry, you know what you have to do, sir. It's time to back it up. Did we do our coffee clinks? I can't seem to remember we coffee clinked or not, but if not, there we go. Oh my goodness, that's good. So I do have some discouraging news. Everyone knows that we had attempted to try to save some money and hire a fella to come out and do some electrical work. We found a guy off of Marketplace, and we really did try to, well, we were hoping that would work out. But here we are 2 weeks in, and we still have we still have a job half finished. And I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to be very careful how I say this, because I don't want to talk mess about any particular person. You guys know that we're the kind of channel who I would much rather build up and lift spirits and give you hope and faith in people than I would tell you some of the negative. I just don't want you to have a negative impression of everybody. But I will just say that we're 2 weeks in, and we have a job that's been half finished. And now I don't think we're going to see that person again. And the problem is, this may be our problem. Our problem is offering to pay people by the day or by the hour instead of paying them by the job. What we should have done, if we had been smart, is called a couple of people. We should have called actual companies, certified electrical companies. This is what we should have done, and found out what they would have charged. And then that would have given us an idea of what we could find a bargain price on someone that knew what they were doing, who could come by and do it. We weren't that smart. We just talked to a couple of people from Marketplace and had a couple of folks come out and take a look and give us a chance to kind of get to know who they were. And then we finally found a guy that seemed like he knew what he was doing. We found a guy that really seemed like he knew what he was doing. And so we went ahead and went that angle. And I feel like we spent, 10 days paying this person by the day. We paid him by day. And this fella not only ate up 10 days of clock, but also took my truck 5 times. 5 times needed to take my truck, my farm truck, to get more materials. And then, so whenever he would do that, we would have to reimburse him for whatever money amount he spent on materials, which is fine. Well, guys, after the 10 days, and we could not get much progress. So now the guys, I think it was just too hot. I think that he got into a job that was bigger than what he was able to do. I don't think he expected to be working in the heat. And now we have a job that's half finished. So I began to call around yesterday to other electricians in the area, actual certified electricians. And a lot of these guys are saying that they're not able to, because of their license or whatever, they can't patch up someone else's work. They have to do it all new, or otherwise they're not able to come by and just, so now we're in a real pickle. Because we have the conduit already underground. We have the wire already run. We just don't have it all tied together. And then there are places where I don't want to get into all of that. So, yep. You live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. You try to save a few dollars. You try to save a few dollars and look what happens. But yeah, I told Jamie we would have, the people that we've hired in the past to do different things. We've hired electricians to do the RV, to run power to our greenhouse, and to run power to our garage. So we've had an electrician here, the same company 3 times. Oh, they also redid all of our lights here in the shop. If you remember when we first bought the place, the former owner had these big ass electrical lights that were sucking all kinds of energy. And we had that same company redo and give us a energy efficient light here in our shop, brighter and more energy efficient. So they've been here 4 times, but all 4 times they charge quite a bit. So we were just trying to find a way to save some money. I'm not asking for money. No. Take that. All right, everyone stop. I'm not saying we need a donation. We don't need a donation. Stop. Don't be silly. That's not where I'm going here. I'm talking about a real life situation. We were just trying to find a way to save some money. And we thought there may be someone on Marketplace that knows electricity, who doesn't mind getting out here and running the conduit, running the wire through it, and then just tying everything together. And so the good news is all of that stuff is done. Now the only jobs to do is tie it all together. And I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're fine. We'll figure it all out. I'll get a hold of somebody and who knows some electricity, and they can come by and tie it all together. But in case anyone's wondering about that, guys, it's past 8 o'clock. And as you guys know, I try to limit myself to about that time. I want to thank you guys for watching. We will get back to our routine of waking up at the JL Ranch and doing our morning routine over there. Next week after Father's Day, I have my son here, so I will do stuff with him. And now, of course, I'm still going over. There'll still be videos coming out at noon and 3, like always, if you choose to watch. But we'll get back to our coffee club from the JL Motel next week, okay? But thank you all for watching. And then try to remember people like Sue and even yourselves, and just know that, like Sue reminded us yesterday, that even though she may have an actual countdown clock that she knows, and that she has a chance to make all of her bucket list, dreams come true. She has a chance to say goodbye to all of her family and her friends, and even the animals that she's come to love so much. Just remember that all of us, in fact, do, like Miss Sue says, have our own countdown clock. We're just not smart enough to realize it. We're just not smart enough to realize it. So, well, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. We're very blessed to have you. Thank you guys for being friends in the comments and for making friends. I love that more than I think anything else, is the fact that you all can get on here and you recognize names and you keep up with each other. So we love you and we're blessed to have you. And we hope to see you guys on the next video. I'm going to go ahead and end this thing the same way we started it, with our little morning theme song, if you will.
Under a hot Texas sun and pastures of green, there's a crew of critters just like you and me. We've all got scars, but we found our place. A little love and mud and a whole lot of grace. We show the good, the bad, and the ugly too. The highs, the lows, it's all part of the view. So laugh, love, and maybe cry sometimes, with a gang of misfits who always shine. So come on in, kick off your shoes. Oh, God! It's more than a ranch, it's a family crew. And these rescues, they So pull up a seat with our rescue family.